Welcome back to the Grand Solar Minimum channel. Today is Thursday, October 24th, 2019. Let's take a look at our space weather here. Right now, our solar wind speeds are starting to go on the increase. Right now, we're sitting at 495.5 kilometers per second, which last night we reported solar wind speeds at about 325.5 kilometers per second. So definitely an increase on the solar wind. Today we are expecting a solar storm, G1 that is, no later than the 25th, but it says here that first contact with solar wind should take place at late hours of October 21st. 24th is certainly no later than October 25th. NOAA forecasters say there is a 40 to 45% chance of a G1 class geomagnetic storm when the solar wind arrives. So density is at a 4.1. Things are on the uptick. It looks like we're already seeing the increase in solar wind. No sunspots to speak of once again. That's now 21 days in a row and 220 days without sunspots for 2019. We are 1 day away now from tying the total of spotless days in 2018. So keeping our eyes on that as well. Let's take a look at the SDO in motion up close. And we see another coronal hole, a large one actually, in the southern region of our star. We'll continue to monitor that development as that becomes Earth-facing as well. And we could get a slight graze from this solar wind, just barely touching the magnetic field. But right now, too early to tell. We'll continue to watch it as this coronal hole continues to develop. All right, I got a couple things to talk about real quick this morning before we get into our national forecast. And one of them is this right here. Take a look at the video here. I've been calling these guys out for the last few days, and it doesn't stop with this fear-porn machine, the Weather Channel. I don't understand what's going on over here, but I guess ratings are down, and they need to get things going again. But pay attention to how fast the video is moving here, folks. Let's listen in.
Spreading this thing very, very quickly. This is in Sonoma County, a little bit west of Sacramento. So far, 11.
Obviously, you can tell this is a time lapse. But a time lapse of the fire isn't going to worry anybody, right? Or I'm sorry, the real-time version of this. You got to speed it up to make it look worse than what it is.
There's no containment on it yet, so it's a little bit
kind of sad, actually.
We'll keep you updated with evacuations as the morning progresses, but this is not a good situation. Now, the problem is that we've had some really strong wind, and the conditions are very, very dry outside. We've got a couple different parts of California that we're watching for the fire danger. We have that area, kind of northern Central Valley up in the...
So what's really troubling to me here is PG&E has cut off power once again to 170,000 customers in this area due to the California fires. Now, guys, this is the same area that warranted a 600,000 to 800,000 customers to go without power for a blackout to stave off any kind of fire danger. Same areas, same concerns, but only 170,000 people or 170,000 customers are without power at this time purposely. So my question is, what's so different from this storm, this wind event, than the last one? Gusts are around the same, the fire warnings are in the same exact spot, but yet only 170,000 customers were disconnected. The Kincade wildfire spread rapidly into Sonoma, California overnight. Mandatory evacuations have been ordered. Wind gusts in excess of 70 miles per hour reported near the wildfire. Another fire is spreading in San Bernardino, how about that, in Southern California. I need another cup of coffee. Lord. So we got a lot of fire going on. In Sonoma County, the Kincade fire spread rapidly overnight amid strong winds. The fire was first reported near the town of Gyersville on Wednesday and had exploded to the size of over 15.6 square miles by Thursday morning. According to California Fire, Gyersville is located just off of Highway 101, nearly 80 miles north of San Francisco. Meanwhile, another fire broke out in North San Bernardino, about 55 miles east of Los Angeles. The old water fire forced evacuations in a neighborhood near Mariposa Drive and David Way, according to the National Forest Service. It says here the old water fire began around 2 a.m. Thursday in the old Waterman Canyon near Highway 18, has grown up to 50 to 100 acres. It has great potential to spread as the Santa Ana winds pick up. Now, I remember the last wind event when we had almost 800,000 people without power. We did not have reports of 70-mile-an-hour gusts. A wind gust of 76 miles per hour during high peak fire danger is not good, folks. And what really makes me wonder is why haven't we seen more, what do you call it? Mandatory blackout, I guess you could say. How come we haven't seen more of those versus the first round of winds that we got? This one seems a little more dangerous. We'll continue to monitor it, but again, there's no need to make things look worse than what they really are. I mean, a fire in California at this point is bad anyway, just because we know what happens. But look at
some really strong wind just spreading.
Again, we got to fear it up, folks.
Very quickly. This is in Sonoma County, a little bit west of Sacramento.
If they put it at real speed, this would be boring to watch, I guess. So, anyway, just more BS-ery from the Weather Channel. So stick with us here at the Grand Solar Minimum. We'll give you daily updates Monday through Friday. I know, what are you going to do about Saturday and Sunday? I guess you could go to AccuWeather for those 2 days. So, Bella's not happy about it either. Taking a look at our national radar right now, we see the areas that are affected. Colorado with snow. Parts of central Kansas also getting some light snow. Boy, it is cold out this morning, folks. This is tonight's overnight lows. Teens and 20s across the Rockies. The northern plains, most of the country will be in the 30s and 40s overnight tonight. If you live in Texas, Florida, and California, that's where you're going to have the good sleeping weather. Other than that, folks, it's time to put on the long johns and turn the heat on at night in most places here in the United States. Daytime highs, not that much better either. 60s and 70s across the south, 50s and 60s in the Midwest. And in the northern plains, the northern Rockies, 30s and 40s, the northeast in the 40s and 50s, along with temperatures also staying in that area in the northwest. Let's take a look at today's forecast. Showers and thunderstorms across the south. Still some mixed precip across Kansas and Colorado, New Mexico, and the panhandle of Texas, believe it or not. Snow. Heavy snow, in fact. So some strange cold weather here for you folks down south. Severe weather, flash flooding is possible in the Dallas-Houston area, and just plain old rain in the northeast. Tomorrow, that heavy rain flooding threat moves a little further east to Louisiana and Mississippi. Still thunderstorms and showers possible for much of the south. The northeast, looking at some rain and some mixed preset in the far northwest or northeast corner of the United States. Also, the northwest will have mixed precipitation. And then by the time we get to Saturday, all kinds of winter activity happening in the northwest of our country. Montana, Wyoming, Nebraska, South Dakota, Washington, Oregon, Idaho, and Utah, and Denver. All looking at chances at frozen precipitation. Meanwhile, on Saturday, very soggy from the Midwest all the way through the Northeast. Chances of thunderstorms and showers all across the area. Cincinnati, Dayton, Ohio, Louisville, Kentucky, Paducah, Kentucky. You guys are in that bubble zone of heavy rain, severe weather, possible flash flooding on Saturday this weekend, and more heavy snow heading to the region of Montana, Wyoming, and Colorado as well. Also, I want to talk about this real quick. The National Hurricane Center has labeled this as a 10% chance of development, and it's not really going to be much of a hurricane, so to speak, but I did want to show you what happens to this low pressure. It does make landfall, but combines with another system. And watch out New Orleans and Mississippi, as we are going to see lots of rain moving into the area. And this is where we're going to get that flooding potential in Southwest Ohio, Paducah, Kentucky, Louisville, Kentucky. Look at that. So this is by Saturday. So that tropical system in the Gulf winds up here in the Ohio Valley by Saturday. It's a fast-moving system. Today's Thursday, so this is only 72 hours out. So again, that system that I just showed you right here is going to end up here in the Ohio Valley by Saturday. So this is its current position. This is a fast-moving storm, bringing lots of tropical moisture with it as well as we go through the weekend. The Northeast is just inundated with rain. Behind that, lots of cold air, snow showers to Nebraska, Colorado, Wyoming, South Dakota, parts of Minnesota and Wisconsin as well. We'll get into the action of some snow showers. And then a late blooming system kind of explodes over Denver, actually, in Colorado on Monday, October 28th. More cold air to the region of the northern plains and the Midwest as this system is being pushed off to the east. More rain. And by Halloween, yes, folks, Halloween, we could see some snow flying in the Northeast. And really, that's it. So there is November 1st, 2019. I think, considering what we've been through this entire year, this is the best looking weather map that I've ever seen when it comes to precipitation. For the entire year of this is the first time in 2019 not a trace of moisture is being forecasted. So something to kind of watch here. This forecast does change almost on a daily basis, but we'll take it. We'll take the dry weather where we can take it, folks. And I know the farmers are appreciating this. Look at this, November 2nd. Wow. And finally, by November 3rd, Western New York is getting some showers, but still dry for the majority of the country, guys. Look at this. Cold air rushing into the Northeast. More moisture by the end of that next week. So we'll keep our eyes on this. This forecast, like I said, does change almost on a daily basis, but it is good to see at this time that we may have dry weather from October 30th, especially in the Midwest for the farmers, all the way through November 6th. So let's hope this trend continues, folks. It is not against the rules for the United States to have a little break from crazy weather, which we have seen plenty of that. All right, that's going to do it for me today, guys. I hope everyone has a wonderful Thursday. We'll be back tomorrow morning with another Grand Solar Minimum news update, and then again Friday night, live, 9 p.m. That's right, Bella. Friday night, live at 9 p.m. for another Grand Solar Minimum news update. A full report at that, I should say. So, again, we hope everyone has a wonderful morning. Take care, guys. We will talk soon.